morning. It is Monday, August 10th. It is the day after returning from siblings' trip up in Siren, Wisconsin. If you watched the videos, it was a lot of fun. If you also watched the videos, it seemed like it was kind of anticlimactic on Saturday. And that's because there was miscommunication, or lack thereof. And, I don't know. I have my feelings about it. So, here's the whole spiel. I don't know, like a month ago, we started planning to do bowling at this Tim's black and orange, whatever. So I take the initiative. I call Tim's, and they're not quite sure about the bowling alleys being ready. But we keep Tim's. I'm in contact with the siblings, and I'm like, okay, not quite sure if we're gonna have bowling, but they'll still be like, all right, cool. And nobody said during this whole time that if there's no bowling, they're not gonna go. So Russ and I go. The bowling alley doesn't have their lanes open. They're not available. But we still have like this rented out bar area and the guy sets it up, and he wasn't going to charge us for it because we weren't sure about the lanes. And so I get there with Russ. The guy sets up a couple of tables and chairs and stuff. We're expecting, all the kids and whatever to come to the bar, order some pizza, whatever. Well, prior to Russ and I going there, they actually go and get pizza from a local town. I'm like, wait, aren't we going to the bar to eat pizza? And they're just like, no, and then Lernell is back. His mother had a medical issue, so he needs to leave. Thankfully, he was close by. Anyways, he had to leave. He came back to just do the barbecue. I missed the barbecue because I was at the bar waiting for the family to show up. And they decided that they're not going to show up. Like, it was from 5 to 7, right? So Russ and I, we order a pizza thinking they're going to show up. Order a couple pizzas. Oh, they'll show up. And then they didn't show up. So I call. I'm like, are you really not coming? So I call, and they're like, no. So I call the group chat. Matt answers, and he's like, why would we go if there's no bowling? That would be the whole point of going. And I'm like, but there's games and food here for us. And he's like, well, there's games and food here. I'm like, okay. There was no communication. That was my whole issues. I'm like, well, nobody told me this. I wouldn't have followed through and put this together if this was communicated. Nobody told me this. Nobody communicated. Matt, being Matt, very dismissive about the whole thing, is like, well, we're not coming. So that pissed me off. I'm still mad about it because communication is key in any relationship that you have, family dynamics especially. And none of that. So they want to communicate and make their own decisions. I'll just be along for the ride. You want me to, if you want to book the place, you're going to have to tell me and communicate to book the place because I'm holding the funds. So communicate. Communication is just all I wanted was communication, and there was none. There was no communication. So anyways, Mike and Brenda did show up. They were there, and they came by to see the place, and they weren't going to stay because there wasn't any bowling. But they stayed, ate some pizza, and talked. And that was nice of them to do so. Tim still didn't. We paid for the pizza and the beverages we had, but he didn't let us pay for the rental, which was really nice. Thanks, Tim. So nobody showed up besides Mike and Brenda, and even then it was like, well, we were in the neighborhood kind of thing. I was just really mad and frustrated because if you weren't, why didn't anyone tell me? I just want some communication. That's all I ask. All I ask for is communication. Matt always says, oh, nobody communicated with me. And then he gets mad. It's okay for him to get mad about it. But, if he doesn't communicate with anybody else, we're just expected to know. I'm just expected to know that nobody was going to go to the bowling alley if the bowling lanes weren't open. How am I supposed to know you didn't communicate that? Anyway, I'm mad about that. I'm mad. I'm annoyed, really. Anyway, they're picking out the new place. I'm just waiting for them to say, okay, book it. And transfer some of the money over to my account or whenever we got to pay for it, whatever. I wonder if we should have like a card that we just put money on. Like a Visa card that's just used. Putting that money on the Visa card. Then the Visa card is used as payment as opposed to, and plus I should ask them about it. See, this is that communication. Yeah. And then we're there and I'm like talking about, okay, we need to up the monthly deposits so that we have enough to cover everything. Serenity gets in on there like, wait a minute, why do we have to do that? We had enough this and we calculated it. We did, but not for this one. And we're thinking it's probably a one-off. We don't know. But it was very dramatic. I thought it was very dramatic. I felt it was dramatic. But who cares what I feel? Anyway, they're chatting. I better get in this chat. Good morning. Look at Kitty is sitting on my leg. She crawled up there herself. And she's just comforting me. 'Cause, I don't know. Well, one, she probably missed me. And two, 'cause I just fed her food. So she could be upstairs eating her food and stuff. Two, she just knows I'm not upset. I'm annoyed. I really want Matt and or Serenity. Serenity didn't do anything. Nobody did anything. These are my feelings. And I really would like to have somebody talk. Matt. I want Matt to talk. I want to talk to Matt because he thinks he has an awful lot of opinions about something that he's not part of. My relationship with Russ. Anyway. Matt needs to learn to communicate. Yep. Communicate. Communication.
Later.
Hello again, it's me. I could have worked. Honestly, I'm kind of bored, but I rewatched Haunted House on Haunted Hill or something. I forget. With the insane asylum. Some people were invited there. Turns out they're like relatives to whoever set a fire to the insane asylum and killed everybody in there. It has Tay Diggs and another woman and this other woman. Look, I suck. I can't remember their names at the moment, but it's a good one. I enjoyed it. Everyone except 2 people died, which is usually the case. Now I'm watching Now I am watching The Silence, starring Tucci. And that's all I know. Alright, look. Today was not meant to be productive. And unproductive it was. So I guess we're productively unproductive. Look at my skin. My old people neck. And I needed to wax the beard. Anyway, hello, good evening, and I'm going to bed. Yeah, so just remember that family is first, unless the family is abusive, which mine is not. Just saying that if you have a reason to not have family first, that's fine. But just know my family is first in my life, family first. But also communicate. Communication, if you have an opinion about something that you have no involvement in, maybe have a discussion with the people that are involved in that. And express your feelings about their relationship to them. Or one of the people. You know, and then maybe you can get a better understanding of why your person chose the other person that you don't really like for whatever reason. But anyways, yeah. An outside perspective looking in on a relationship that they're not involved in at all, you're gonna get the wrong answers. Anywho, I need to pluck and wax and do something. So have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Toodles.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.